you're taking GLP medications like Ozempic or Wegovy and the weight is falling off until suddenly it wasn't. What's going on? Today we're going to break down why your progress has stalled and more importantly, how to get it back on track. I've seen this happen with many of our clients in clinic, and with the right adjustments, we restarted their weight loss without necessarily increasing the dose. We'll cover the top reasons for GLP-1 weight loss plateaus, give you some science-backed solutions that you can implement right now. Hi, I'm Dr. Carter with Modern Body Clinic, and we are weight loss experts. Why do plateaus happen when you're on a GLP? Well, it's a few different things going on. I'm going to focus on one of the biggest aspects though, otherwise we can go down some crazy rabbit hole. Now, one of the things that happen is adaptive metabolism. As you lose weight, you will burn fewer calories. Yes, GLP-1s will suppress your appetite, but they will not block this metabolic adaptation that is happening. Your body is adjusting to what's going on and is trying to help you survive. Something else that can happen too is while many clients can have their calorie intake actually drop below their BMR or basal metabolic rate, and that as well can stall your progress depending how low it is. In regards to muscle, losing weight rapidly definitely puts you at risk for muscle loss, which that's going to cause your metabolism to slow as well. I know, weird, but that makes strength training and protein intake essential if we want to avoid that. We also can go the other way. Sometimes what happens is, as if we're on a medication for a while, we'll start to have some hunger cues come back, and people will slowly increase their calorie intakes, and so they're actually eating more than they think. And we call this the small bites add up effect. What that means is you're eating something here, something there, thinking it's not a big deal, but those things add up. Are you eating enough of the right foods? Yeah, GLP-1s, yes, they do reduce your hunger, but too low protein calories can lead to a metabolic crash. What do we do first? One of the first things I recommend to our clients is to do a intake. So for 3 to 7 days, the longer the better, is to track their intake and really want to see which camp you're in. Are you eating more calories than you thought you were? Are you eating very little calories, or you're eating the right amount? That will kind of tell us what to do next. Next, we will look at prioritizing training. Training is going to help with maintaining muscle or rebuilding if we've lost muscle. Muscle is going to help with the metabolism as well. We want to do at least twice a week, but really 3 is really going to get the best effect if we're doing resistance training 3 times a week. Next thing we look at is protein intake. So for our clients, I recommend they aim for 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you're 200 pounds, it's going to be 160 to 200 grams of protein per day that we're shooting for. This is going to help maintain or build muscle. It's going to help with your blood sugar. It's actually going to increase your metabolism, because protein is one of those foods that requires the highest calories to digest when compared to fats and carbohydrates. Also, we want to look at our macros. So besides the protein, we certainly want to look at our fat intake, making sure that we're getting enough healthy fats, and our fiber. Generally, you want to shoot for 25 to 30 grams for most people. The average person is certainly under 10 grams. Another thing that's interestingly happens is people will decrease their activity while they're losing weight. And so the specific activity they reduce is called non-exercise thermogenesis. And so what that means is all the stuff you do that is outside of exercise. That would be when you're at work, walking upstairs, walking in your car, picking up mail, whatever it is. Some people will decrease that activity. So imagine you work in an office building and sometimes you will take the stairs. Now you stop taking the stairs. And that is decreasing how much activity you're doing and decrease how many calories you're burning. What you can do for that is get a step counter. And so if you know before you start losing weight, or even now, if you're only doing 7,500 or you've always done 7,500, make sure you're maintaining that, or 10,000 or whatever the number is, to make sure that you're not going down on your activity. Next thing you want to do is to actually look at the medication. Sometimes people plateau because their dose is too high, and the problem with that is that it can lead to excessive restriction, and you will have your calories too low, and you actually have muscle loss as well. The things we just talked about, we want to avoid that. How we fix that is adjust the medication accordingly so that we are at an appropriate amount of calories. So the key isn't just the medication, is using it strategically. So if you track your calories, refuel when needed, focus on muscle movement and metabolism. If you've hit a plateau on GLP-1s, let me know in the comments or what's working, or if you need help, comment below, give us a call. Also, in fact, check out the link below. We do have a free mini course on how to lose weight without starving. For more strategies, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.